It's the last episode of the 2020, of the first Sportsball season.
The historic Sportsball first season.
And you guys, Des is going to let me watch TV because it's the last episode.
I'm going to let you watch
TV? We have Sportsball on. I've got the remote in my hand. So I can see like the baseball scores that are going on.
Yeah.
Maybe throw on a YouTube video.
This is going to be great for everyone involved. You really want to watch so bad something?
No, there's nothing I want to watch.
Oh, okay. God, Drew and his bits. It's actually not funny. It's sad, but it's funny in looking back. But you were doing so many bits yesterday.
Oh my God, I couldn't
none
stop.
of them were landing.
Not a single one.
And I'm nervous that we're back at day 2 and none of the bits are landing.
Day 2. Today.
Yeah.
I got a couple more bits up my sleeve.
The first bit is I might watch TV while we're recording.
I'm gonna watch TV.
Wow, you rebel. Drewski, last ep, dude.
I know. It's funny because this week, as we will get into, Des and I are like crawling to the finish line, and then it just so happens that it literally coincides with us crawling to the finish line of this season. And so, like, I'm excited and I'm happy, but part of me is like, we're here.
Yeah, it's been a lot. Basically, what Drew is alluding to is we are moving.
Yeah.
Right now, we're basically looking out into a nearly empty space of what our apartment studio used to be.
We planned everything when we were going to move to coincide with the Sportsball season, and Des with her planning. Like, we moved all of my stuff out yesterday, did half of Des's stuff yesterday, and then we'll do the final move tomorrow. And in that, there was like a corner of like the studio where we were like, this is the podcast space, don't touch this, because we're going to be basically in an empty apartment with this. So yeah, that's just we're just cruising and crawling.
I know, exhausted. Like, I didn't
exhausted.
Like, who needs to work out every day if you can move items every day?
I'm so sore. I know.
You know what? Actually, no, I'm saying that is what working out is you're moving one dumbbell through space.
You pick something up and you put it back down.
And you put it, that's what moving is.
That's what lifting is.
And lifting and moving.
Yeah.
So, yeah, our bodies are beat.
Stairs.
Oh my God.
That's all I got. Stairs. Stairs are a thing that exists.
So that's about it. And then on top of all that, Drew started a softball league.
Guys, I'm an athlete.
I
was gonna do this.
What?
I was gonna look up like what my batting average would be.
Okay.
But that'll take too long. I don't want to do that.
Okay, yeah. His first game was last Monday, and his second game was at 9:30 p.m. last night after we moved all day.
And then we had moved 2 days ago as well.
Yeah. So, yeah, talk about your softball.
We're called the Moonshots.
Moonshots.
Not my name pick, but that's okay.
Okay.
I think it's a great name.
I clearly, by how you said all of that, you don't.
No. It's whatever. It's silly. I mean, like, some of the names in this league are like Pitch Please.
I love that.
And Others.
Okay.
Others.
That one's my favorite, actually.
That's a good one. But you know, you got to make silly names. But yeah, so I'm a competitive person, and
yes,
I just want to compete. Our first game did not go the way we wanted it to.
What's so unfortunate is that morning I was with Drew and our friend Perry, and they're both in the softball league, and I was like, what would happen if you guys get absolutely beat down tonight?
Throttled.
Throttled. They both looked at me and they're like, don't say that.
We got throttled.
Hours later.
We got throttled. We made it a game. We got close. It ended up being like 18 to like 15 or something.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
I didn't think it was that close.
They scored a bunch of runs in the first inning, and in the first few innings we could not get back there. But we got close-ish.
Okay.
And then yesterday we throttled.
What was the final score?
22-11.
22-11. It's great. So I was there watching because Drew and Perry, please don't yawn during this.
I did it.
We have one podcast. Can you make it through?
I did. So far, yes.
You held it in. But I was there for Drew and Perry because they helped me move. So I was like, I'll show up and cheer. I was the only one there.
It was cold for LA.
It was freezing.
Yeah.
And there were two guys behind me that played the game prior, and I just overheard them talking about Drew's team this entire time and being like, oh man, they're unstoppable. Damn, that guy always hits all the way out there. Just like analyzing it, and it was taking everything in me not to turn around and be like, you should have seen them last week.
Well, that's what I said, because you told me about this, and I was like, was the first thing you said is, you should have seen them last week.
I'm trying to be kinder.
That's fine. But no, I mean, I won't do the batting average, but I was 3 for 3 yesterday with a double. I think 2 runs scored and a couple RBIs.
Yeah.
Didn't have a lot of plays defensively because nothing really came my way, but that's okay. We got a good team.
Yeah.
I fell down once.
It's so funny to watch you guys. I think you and Perry fall, and it just reminds me of watching like toddlers
little
out there.
Kids just not knowing how to run.
Oh, there's my foot.
Oh, he fell down.
Yeah.
But no, it's fun. I'm having a blast. Having a blast.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep I'll take over the Sportzball account. We'll post the scores of the moonshots and make sure that you guys can stay up to date with all of the moonshot season.
Yeah, I'm sure they're dying too.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
Comment below what you want.
Anyways,
Des, what's going on with you,
dude? Just this move. The move.
That's it.
It's basically that. I did. Well, technically, I am starting a new instructing gig.
Des is collecting instructing gigs like
Infinity Stones.
Infinity Stones.
Yeah. So I have my 3rd instructing gig that I'm training for.
It's really exciting.
I am excited.
Yeah.
But what I'm instructing,
you'll never know.
We will never actually know
because no one's guessing.
Well, one person actually was like, "What does she instruct?"
Yeah.
I don't know. Could be anything.
Yeah.
That's about it. Yeah. I mean, to update. Yeah.
This move is just.
And on top of all this, you guys, how have we not mentioned our producer literally had all of his teeth taken out.
Dude, talk about, oh my God.
Not all of them.
No.
A decent amount, but he can only eat soft food right now. He can't have any toys.
He can't have any toys, which is
like the hardest
that's
part.
That's all he needs.
He just wants a toy.
He just needs like it's an emotional support toy for him.
It's legit.
And like literally when like a new person shows up, he has to grab a toy and go say hi with the toy. If you go for a WALK, he has to take the toy and put it right by the door so that when he comes back, it's right there for him. And he can't have any of those right now. Where is he?
Oh, he's right there.
Oh, okay.
He's checking audio
He's checking the levels.
So, guys, mind you, all of this has happened in 2 weeks, and that was Friday when our producer had surgery. And amongst all this, while we were also packing for the move, the NFL draft has happened.
Mamma mia.
I would say the biggest, well, no, actually, that's for certain, the biggest off-season news that you will get all off-season for the NFL happened the same weekend when teeth are being pulled, new instructing gigs, Drew's playing baseball. It's a whole thing. Yeah. So we got to get into the draft.
Yeah, there's not much else to talk about. There's a lot to talk about the draft. So let's just dive right in.
I think I just said all of those things. So let's get into the Dolphins.
So let's start with the Dolphins. We'll get into the Dolphins first.
And then I think we need to dive right into the draft.
The draft. So the draft was last week.
We got to hop right into it.
We're just going to hop right in. Guys, the Dolphins have a whole new team.
It is impressive. And you didn't know this last week. How many total picks did the Dolphins have?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Oh my good golly gosh.
12.
12.
13. Hold on. Wait, Jesus. I kept scrolling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And that's done. 13
picks. Dude, that's insane. Because, so we were sitting watching, we would take notes, whatnot, while packing.
Oh my God.
I swear we could get maybe 2 minutes of stuff done because the Dolphins were up again.
Well, and I, as also the producer of Broncos for Dummies, I was having this thought because I was, keeping track of the Broncos picks too, to, help go over, like, get a first draft of scripts for Des to, like, meet all these players. And I literally a couple times was like, thank God I don't do this for the Dolphins. Because I would be, like, Googling every person known to man.
You guys draft double the amount that we did. Double. So a lot.
I mean, also, little NFL, like, knowledge. There's 11 men on the field at one time on offense or defense. We literally... and granted, we picked some offense and some defense, but a whole line of team members is crazy. And that doesn't even then take into account all of the undrafted free agents we take on after the fact. So
correct.
We got a whole new team.
Yeah. So what's going on for your picks?
So the biggest thing that we'll talk about, literally, our first pick was pick 12. We originally had the 11th pick. We did a little swap ski right away. With
shocking to all.
Who was it?
He was the Cowboys, but
yeah,
I
should know that.
You
anyway,
should.
So we went to pick 12, and we took Caden Proctor. Tackle out of Alabama.
Okay.
He was a 5-star recruit, one of the top offensive linemen in his class coming out of high school. He's from Iowa, and he committed to Alabama in 2022. He's 6'7".
Oh my God.
We're doing the 6'7" thing. 6'7", I think, like, well over 300 pounds, but pretty athletic for being that size.
Jeez.
There's really nothing, like, bad about him. I mean, he earned all SEC honors twice, all American honors once, and he was named the best blocker in the SEC in 2025, which would have been his last season.
Impressive.
So those are all great things. There was one thing I saw. So he's at Alabama, and oh God, who's that Alabama coach? That's like Nick Saban. So Nick Saban was the coach for a while at Alabama, and then the last couple years he retired. He's just been like the college football analyst guy. He always says nothing bad about any of his players. When they asked him about Caden Proctor, this was prior to him getting drafted, he did mention, he goes, when he's in the building, when he's working, he is unstoppable. He is great. But he had this weird kind of slight comment where he goes, you just have to have him keep that weight down and stay in shape. And when he's not, like during the offseason, when he's not in the building, it's hard to keep him on track.
Wait, this was that guy? I remember the NFL, there was a story about this. I
think there's a couple people that was about. I don't know.
Okay.
But what I think is interesting about that, and what I will go to, is Saban's been out of the coaching league for at least 2 years. I could be wrong. Fact check me. But so Saban's talking about this kid when he was like literally a kid, like freshman, sophomore. He hasn't seen him the last couple years. And to everything I've seen, he's like, a good athlete, takes care of himself. And one of the biggest things that John Eric Sullivan, our new GM, like one of the biggest things he preaches is we want a new culture. We want people that we can trust to work hard. And I think they would do their due diligence of knowing the kind of people they bring in. So Nick Saban, shut up. But that was interesting. I mean, one of the biggest things that I thought we would need, and after getting rid of Waddle and bringing in Malik Willis, wanting to give him some weapons, is like wide receiver. We didn't pick a wide receiver until our 4th pick.
Shocking.
We took Caleb Douglas from Texas Tech. And then we went wide receiver, tight end, wide receiver. And then we got another tight end as well. So, and another wide receiver. So we got a lot of those players eventually, but our initial focus was not that, which is interesting. I mean, Des was joking last episode about we just need a whole new,
you needed a whole team, and they drafted
and we
half
literally
of one.
did. So some other like ones that I want to talk about. The one I'm most excited for, and I didn't know anything about this guy, but everyone who like is really plugged in the NFL was like, dude, that guy's awesome. You're going to be stoked. Was Jacob Rodriguez, linebacker out of Texas Tech. He just seems like a badass. His wife is a Black Hawk helicopter pilot
in the army. So
like,
cool.
This is just a badass family. He seems, again, just like a worker, gonna die for your team kind of guy. Mustache.
Yeah.
Guy's got a nice stash.
Yeah, nice stash.
So that one I'm really excited about. And then last one is, oh God, I don't know how to say his name. Sado Traore.
Okay.
Yeek. I'm so sorry, sir. Tight end out of Mississippi State, but he is part of the NFL International Pathway Program.
Okay.
Now, and we're going to get into more of that later. For Sadao, his trajectory makes a little bit more sense. He was born in the UK. He's from England. However, he played at Mississippi State. He is a tight end. Like, he's played football, and I'll get into why that's more specific later with other players from this International Pathway Program. But for him, I'm just excited. It's cool. He's 6'8", 244,
God,
massive
so tall.
tight end. But what's cool about him that I like is he does a little touchdown celebration that's specific to his culture and
What is that?
being from the UK. He scores a touchdown, sips a little tea.
Oh my God.
Takes the 3 fingers and then a little teacup and goes, "Yeep."
And he sips it up.
Sips his little tea.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Which is also so cool because like that's just such a like dainty thing to do, and he's this massive guy. So to like get nailed and score a touchdown and then just be like, "Yip-yip-yip-yip-yip." He does that part too. Not many people hear that, but he does a little voice too while he does it.
Okay, I just looked up how you say his name.
Thank you.
Seydou.
Okay, Seydou.
Seydou Traore.
Seydou Traore. Thank you, Des.
Seydou Traore. I still might be saying that wrong, but
That sounds, more specific.
Seydou Traore sipping tea in the end zone.
In the end zone.
Yes.
So, I'm not going to go over all the other picks because there were
I mean, you
1,000.
literally can read through them.
Sure. So, I mean, anyway, so we had 2 picks in the first round, which was cool. Took Caden Proctor, as I alluded to. Our second pick was pick 27. We actually originally...
You're welcome.
Well, originally we had the Broncos' 30th pick. We traded up. So we did 2 trades in the first round to take Chris Johnson, cornerback from San Diego State. Then our second round, 3rd pick overall, as I mentioned, was Jacob Rodriguez, linebacker at Texas Tech. Round 3, we had 3 picks, all offense. We took Caleb Douglas, wide receiver from Texas Tech, Will Kakmarek, tight end from Ohio State, and then Chris Bell, wide receiver from Louisville. 4th round, we took 2, Trey Moore, an edge from Texas, and Kyle Lewis, a linebacker from Pittsburgh. 5th round, Michael Taffe, safety from Texas, Kevin Coleman Jr., wide receiver from Missouri, and then Sadao, how'd you do it?
Traore.
Sadao Traore, the tight end from Mississippi State. Our 6th round, we took DJ Campbell, a guard from Texas. And then our last pick was in the 7th round, Max Llewellyn, edge from Iowa. So
Iowa. Is it, from Iowa or Iowa State?
I believe that was Iowa.
Okay, because I got in trouble for one of my dummies videos because I said Iowa State, but then I was just talking about it, and I think I said and he's coming from Iowa to Texas A&M, and someone was like, don't ever say Iowa, and I was like, okay.
Because Hawkeyes, Iowa, Hawkeyes, and then Iowa State, it's like a huge thing.
I was shortening things.
No, it'd be like if someone came from, someone said, if someone came from CSU and they're like, yeah, they came from Colorado University, and they'd be like, no, they didn't. It'd be the CSU. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't, because I'm right. Anyways.
Yes. Well, except that one time that you were wrong.
Never.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Okay.
So other than that, my overall thoughts on the draft, and I am big on this all the time. I've got some friends from work, and they're like, how do you feel about the draft? I don't know. I'm excited. All these players seem like they'll be good. I hope most of them stay on the team and make the team. We'll see. I don't know. A couple years ago, we picked Tua in the first round, 5th pick overall. And I was like, this is the greatest day of my life. It was COVID, and there was not a lot of good things happening in my life at that time, but that was cool. And then here we are. So I am very cautious about my optimism, a.k.a. cautiously optimistic.
That's what they say.
When it comes to the draft and my thoughts about them. I'm excited to see what this new regime does and these people that we've picked.
13 of them.
13 human beings.
Yeah.
To help play football.
Yeah.
On the Dolphins of Miami. So, those are my thoughts. I'm excited about it. We'll see what happens.
Nice.
Des, let's take it over to the Broncos.
Yeah?
And how the Broncos draft went.
Let's take over the Broncos. So
I think what we'll do is we'll do the Broncos.
We're going to dive right into the Broncos. So like I said, we had half the amount of picks the Dolphins had. Half. We had 7 picks. So not totally half.
But Des is always right.
Math. I am always right. Okay. What I thought was so fascinating is we were supposed to pick in the second round. We were like, pick 67. I don't freaking know. 64. Oh, 64. It doesn't matter. We're supposed to pick in the second round, okay? And each round there's 32 picks, right? Because there's 32 teams. So we were supposed to pick sometime in the second round because we gave our first pick to Miami. It was coming. We were so excited. This is day 2 because day 1 is Thursday is only round 1. Day 2 is rounds 2 and 3. Finally, Friday night. We've been waiting. It was about nearly 2 hours to finally get to the final picks, right? And the Broncos are almost up. Finally, we get to see who the number 1 overall pick for the Broncos are. All of a sudden, I see, ding, trade is in. And we traded down into the 3rd round. We traded with none other than Buffalo Bills, which is, like, wild to me. Because, like, you don't really want to trade with, like, your enemies, you know?
Yeah.
And I feel like the Bills are that. But also, like, we had a lot of personnel from the Broncos go over to the Bills, like... So a lot of coaches are there now, which is fine. It's really not the end of the world because I believe the Cowboys and Eagles did a trade, which is crazy.
Yeah.
Either way, we trade down, and I was like, oh my God, it's been 2 hours. I'm so bored. But finally, pick 66, we drafted Tyler Onyedem, a defensive tackle from Texas A&M. Last year, I thought we were going to offense. We went cornerback. I didn't see it coming.
Not only did Des think they were going offense, Des on one of her videos said, we're definitely not going to pick a corner.
We're not going to pick a corner.
We don't need a corner.
We don't need a corner. We pick a corner.
Yeah.
Defensive tackle. I think it's great. Everything I've seen about Tyler, he's awesome. A lot of people, I want to be very clear. No one saw this pick coming in Broncos country, okay? Maybe one. Yeah. There could be one guy out there that's like, yeah, I knew Tyler was... No, you didn't, okay?
No, you didn't.
That's the thing.
If there was that guy, no, you didn't.
And also with the draft, like, people are saying, like, oh, we traded down because there was a tight end linebacker that took before. Those were the ones we wanted. We don't know what is going on in those war rooms. That's what it's called, where all the coaches and the important people are talking. It's called the war room, which I think is so cool. None of us know what's happening. We don't know if the tight end and linebacker... Also, mind you, because I kept saying, famously on this podcast... We're either taking a tight end or a linebacker. We didn't take a tight end until our 4th pick.
Yep.
So we picked 3 other positions before we even drafted a tight end. Guess what? Our very final pick out of 7, we finally got a linebacker.
The last pick.
The very final pick. But no, we don't know. We don't know. And like famously, Tom Brady, he was drafted in the 6th round? Not that famous because I don't remember.
6th or 5th.
Yes.
Long time ago.
Brock Purdy, Mr. Irrelevant. Yep. Very final pick of the draft, and now he's balling out at the Niners. No one knows what will happen with these picks. And it's just, it happens every year. There's always, like, you always have to do a draft analyst. These are who I think is going to what teams, and that's what you have to do. Like, the Dolphins fan base is deciding who they're going to take first overall. The Broncos fan base is deciding first overall. No one knows, you guys. And then afterwards, you're going to do draft grades. Overall, I think the Dolphins were a B+. Overall, I think the Broncos did a D. No one knows. No one knows because no one knows how these rookies are going to translate into the NFL. So I'm saying all this to say, I'm about to tell you what I know, but it's nothing because I don't know and no one knows, right?
You know?
That's my soapbox. That's my soapbox.
Yeah, you were
about
getting
the draft.
I was like, oh, Des is getting into like doing a thing, which I love. Do the thing.
I just I hate and it's mainly just me reading comments and it's always like, we didn't know we were going to take X. We didn't know. Why are you so upset? They could be a flop. This guy could be a dime. I don't know. We don't know. I promise you guys there is much more to worry about. And for us, it's moving. So moving right along. So Tyler Onyedem, first overall pick. My most excited for pick, I would say, is we had the very final pick in the draft, number 257, as Mr. Irrelevant to you. Red Murdoch.
Cool name.
I know.
Cool name alert.
Sick name. Linebacker. Because I said I wanted a linebacker.
Yep. Okay.
It's not that simple. There's a lot of buzz around him in Broncos country, and I gotta be honest, I don't really know why yet. I just have heard, and even national media has sort of been talking about him a little bit more than I expected, especially than any of our other picks.
Sure.
So
okay.
Red Murdoch, very final pick of the draft, is like the people are all like, you really need to keep an eye on this guy. It's going to be cool. Another fun thing, we drafted in the 7th round. We had 3 picks in the 7th round. A safety, Miles Scott. He's friends with PJ Locke. So I love when like you have those stories and it's like, oh, 2 friends. Oh, such as our first overall pick, Tyler Onyedem. He's like brothers with, Yoma Uwazurike. I call him Any. His nickname is Any.
Great.
Any Uwazurike is much easier to say, but they're like brothers going to be in each other's weddings. So they're being reunited at the Broncos, and so are Miles Scott and PJ Locke, which is really cool.
The Broncos are like just a little friend group because like Tyler Waddle, Jalen Waddle. I'm so tired.
Yeah,
Jalen Waddle and
Pat Surtain
are friends. Like
it's a bunch of bros.
I think Sean Payton's main thing is he was like, "Hey guys, going into 2026, we just need friends. We just need everyone to be friends again."
That's the last person I would think would ever say that.
But I bet him and his gold stars. He's giving gold stars to everybody.
Yeah,
remember that?
No, I do remember that. Yeah.
Gold stars and friendship.
Gold stars and friendship. Speaking of like brothers, there is a brother that has joined the Broncos. He's an undrafted player though. So undrafted. What is it? Was UFDA? Oh my god. UDFA. There it is. Undrafted free agent. I was like, why? I wrote it wrong. That's why. Wide receiver Dane Key. He's the brother of safety Devon Key.
What?
Yeah. Devon Key. People have said it both ways. But either way, we have brothers joining the Broncos.
We're just uniting a whole family.
I love it. I love those types of stories. So either way, I think, like I said, most excited for Red Murdoch. Obviously, I'm excited for Tyler Onyedem. I want to see what our first overall pick's going to do. But other picks that we have, 4th round, we had a running back. Actually, that's the most surprising pick, I think, for me. Because when I was listening to a little bit about Jonah, a lot of people were saying he's a combo of J.K. Dobbins and R.J. Harvey.
Interesting.
What combo? I don't know, but it's like the wrecking ball plus the speed is the perfect combo. So I think it's interesting because then it's like, okay, what about all of our other running backs on our team? But interesting that we got a running back. That was my most surprising.
Well, I was just going to say, Jonah Coleman, I think, needs to change his name because you have R.J. Harvey and J.K. Dobbins, so he needs to have a 2-letter.
Oh my God, J.C. J.K., J.C., and R.J.
But J.C. Coleman is redundant.
Well, no, J.C. is Jonah Coleman.
I know, but it's R.J. Harvey and J.K. Dobbins, so it can't be J.C.
What
nothing.
do you want to call him, Joe?
I don't know. You jumped in and you were like, we'll call him J.C. And what I said is, I know, I already thought about that. That doesn't work.
Okay. All right. Anyways, 4th round, we also have Cage Casey.
Cage Casey. Good
offensive
name.
lineman. That's a sick name.
Not only is that a good football name, that's a good offensive lineman name.
I know. And it starts with a K, not a C.
That's sick.
Cage.
Cage Casey.
Wait, is it Cage? No, Cage is typically spelled with a C.
Not only typically, it like in the English language it is.
It is. Okay, I had a brain. I was like, wait, is that how it's spelled? 5th round, we finally got our tight end, Justin, and it's Jolie, I believe, not Jolly.
Aww.
So it's Jolly. And I was like, Justin Jolly, I love that. Finally, we have our tight end. Excited for that. That was 5th round. 7th round, I already talked about Miles Scott. We had the final 2 picks of the draft. Dallin Bentley, another tight end. So we drafted not only 1, but 2 tight ends.
2 tight ends.
Which I'm pretty stoked about.
Yeah.
So
you guys needed help in that department.
Yes, we did. So overall, sick. I've always been a fan of George Paton. And George Paton, I trust. All right? And Paton Squared,
we trust.
I really do trust them. Like, ever since George Paton's gotten here, notoriously, he was on the team when we signed that Russell Wilson contract. I don't know. People are going to roast me for saying this, but I don't know if anyone could have seen what was coming with Russell Wilson.
No one could.
But some people, I had a friend who was a Seahawks fan, and they're like, that was an awful trade. Like, even before he started playing for us, they were like, he's on his decline. So maybe Seahawks fans knew, fine, whatever. But I just, like, we were in quarterback hell for nearly 10 years. We were trying to do anything. And we were supposed to be getting Aaron Rodgers with Nathaniel Hackett, and Aaron Rodgers did what Aaron Rodgers always does, is screw everything up.
And Nathaniel Hackett's a hack.
Yeah, I don't actually have any hate towards him.
I don't have hate towards him. I just think he's kind of derpy.
I know, but I like look at him the same way as I look like at Mike McDaniel. Like I'm just like, oh, he's just a derpy guy.
Yeah, but Mike McDaniel's like good at his job. I think Nathaniel Hackett has like started to fall apart.
But he's a fantastic offensive coordinator. He's not a great head coach.
Sure.
That's
fair.
Fantastic. So that's what's tricky is like when you jump up from being a coordinator to a head coach, you could lose years of hard work of you being at the top of the top with just one decision, which is unfortunate. Either way. But it's also like it's very hard for me to hate anyone besides Aaron Rodgers.
And Jerry Jones.
Don't say his name around me.
Sorry.
Anyways, that's about it for the Broncos picks. So
cool.
Yeah, pretty excited. So let's go over the entire draft, shall we?
So we're going to go over the entire draft now.
Must stop.
Good recurring bit. I like it. So, with the first overall pick in the 2026 NFL draft, we had a shocking revelation. Fernando Mendoza was picked, which everyone knew that was going to happen. For like years and years. Even like before Fernando Mendoza was born. We knew that was going to happen.
Yeah. So
no, Fernando Mendoza, quarterback
to the Raiders.
Which
I don't know if you saw the video, but so he was drafted at home. So typically during the draft, you're in what's called the green room, which is where you can be and then you can go on stage. What's tricky about the green room is typically you want to be there because you want to greet the crowd. All your fans are, not all your fans of the team are there. It's a really cool environment. But the tricky part is, what if you don't go?
Yeah.
The first night. Then you're left in the green room.
Which we'll get into. That happen.
I know. So you have to debate that.
Yeah.
Fernando was not in the green room.
He chose to stay, and off of what Des just said, it was known by everybody that he was going to go. But for what we know about Fernando, he's a very, religious person. He's a very family-first person. I was shocked in the way of like, oh, that's shocking, but it's like that also makes sense.
Yeah, that's very true. But
yeah.
So that happened Thursday. He went to Vegas on Friday, met the whole the staff, everyone, got a tour. I believe he hung out with some of the Raiders players Friday, and then I saw a video of it, but it was like some type of rally or being like, welcome to Vegas, Fernando. And he came out and he's doing a speech and he goes, all right, and let's fucking go. And let me tell you, Fernando has maybe said 2 curse words his entire life. One was when he won the championship. The other was when he was drafted by the Las Vegas Raiders. So
he's selective with his F-bombs.
And I think they're going to get more frequent with the Raiders.
What I also think is funny is every time I hear Fernando, after certain games that he's won, the national championship, the playoffs, whenever he gets psyched, my boy's got a voice cracking problem, which is so adorable. But it's like, let's get some guttural diaphragm support, Fernando. He's just always like, which is super scary and intimidating.
It's great.
Moving on, the Cardinals had the 3rd overall pick. They took Jeremiah Love, a running back out of Notre Dame, who was the first running back to be taken top 5 since 2018. And I believe that was, So who it was is I think it was.
Oh my God.
No, I have Saquon Barkley. I'm pretty sure.
Yes.
Was it?
Oh, hold on. Yes, I believe so. Oh, yeah, that makes sense because I believe they were talking about that draft. Yep, it was.
Nice!
Second
when I get
overall.
things right, I feel so happy.
Yeah, and that's rare.
That is super rare. Yeah,
by
and
the Giants.
especially lately, running backs have kind of not been, people have smart people who think they know things, but they don't know anything. According to Des.
You're pointing at me. According to
not Des. I'm sorry.
He's pointing at me.
No, but Des.
I know lots of things.
That
True.
no one except Des knows things.
No one does.
But people have been saying that the running back is not valued in the draft as much. You don't need to get one so early. You can get him later.
Which is bonkers bananas. Because you guys, the Saquon Barkley was drafted 2nd overall, won the MVP of the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
Or 2 years ago, technically now. So it's and also with Derrick Henry, I would say 2 years ago too, wrecking ball. People are starting to see, no, this is an important role to fill. So, anyways, Jeremiah Love.
Yep. So that was cool. Also, Des noted this. They played, what is that song? The
Love Me.
Love Me.
Love me. And I don't love you. Anyways, so Jeremiah Love. And then I was like, do they get to pick their songs coming out?
And then we were going to look that up, and then we didn't.
Okay.
I did find out that the green room, which we talked about earlier, is invite only. So the NFL draft is a committee of people that send specific invites out.
Ooh, okay.
So,
that would make sense. Yeah. Okay, cool.
But then players can decline, which we talked about already.
Yeah.
So we're going to go over the draft now.
Words. So these are all just like first round that we sort of want to touch
Yeah.
on. So 8th pick overall by the Saints was Jordan Tyson, a wide receiver from Arizona State. What was so cool is Jordan Tyson, they cut to him in the green room and he was watching currently right now the NBA playoffs are happening and who's in the NBA playoffs but his very own brother Jalen Tyson. He's playing with the Cavaliers, which is wild. So who are these parents that they have one son about to be drafted into the NFL and their other son is playing in the NBA playoffs?
It's crazy.
Bonkers.
It's cool. I know.
That's the word of the day.
So that was cool. Also, you should just take this one too because you were the one that got excited about
Yeah,
this.
10th overall pick by the Giants. I'm going to butcher his last name, but it's Francis Mauigoa. He's an offensive tackle from Miami. They cut to a clip of him spinning fire. He's literally a fire spinner on the side.
I love how you get fire.
That's a dangerous thing to
Spin
do.
fire.
So I would love what if he was in the end zone and he starts like
Doing a
but miming it because I don't think you can have flames on the field.
No, you can't, famously probably can't.
Yeah, you can't.
But what I think is funny is I wish people. This is why you should watch on YouTube. Sipping tea is a pretty specific thing. What is this? What are we doing? I get
Spinning
it.
fire.
Fire.
You're spinning fire. What in the world? Sometimes it's always impressive when guys that are like at the top of the top, you're getting drafted by the NFL, they do something
They
on
have
the
time
side.
to also do something
I'm like,
else.
I have time to this. This is all I have time to.
I have time to this.
I have no other time. What are you talking about? Any other hobbies? That's the worst question I get.
That is-
when people ask about hobbies, I'm like, what hobby?
Surviving is a hobby.
Surviving,
Yeah.
breathing.
And I do, going back, like, we're like, God, we're moving in a podcast. This is hard. Meanwhile, these guys, since they could breathe, are like, get up, football, study, football. Also, maybe fire spinning.
That's so cool. So cool. Okay.
So then we get into the first of probably like one of the biggest surprises. The Rams had the 13th overall pick and they took Ty Simpson, quarterback from Alabama. And now we know that the Rams kind of needed some help in the quarterback position because last year, Matthew Stafford won the MVP. Now, granted, he's getting older, and there was some speculation last year at the end where if he was even going to play, he might retire coming into the season. He's not. He's playing. It was very surprising. What was even more surprising, you start reading the tea leaves, looking in between the lines, people were looking at, what Sean McVay, the head coach, looked like during the press conference after night one. Did not look happy.
No, he did not.
If we were body language people, we would be it doesn't matter. But he was like,
exactly.
His arms were all crossed, and he was kind of just almost like pouting. He looked a little mopey.
Yeah.
And then they asked him if he was excited, and he was just like, we're ready to do the work. Like, he just wasn't really there. Then footage came out of, the GM and him talking to Ty Simpson on the phone. Mm-hmm. Dez is not as much into this exchange as other people have been.
Yeah, I know.
But Ty Simpson was like, we're ready to make history, coach. And Sean Payton said, yeah, no.
Sean McVay.
Sorry. Sean Payton's head coach of the Broncos. Sean Payton said, yeah, no, for sure. We'll see you soon. Like, kind of just brushed it off.
Actually, I'd like to point out what I just said to you, how you were like, Dez isn't really too much into the exchange. And I was like, yeah, no. It's just a
response.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, it could be, yeah, no, I think people are reading into that phone call too much because Sean McVay was actually interviewed about this the next day on Good Morning Football, and they asked him about it, and they're like, we gotta ask, what the hell was this response? Mm-hmm. And he said about this, he was like, I was grumpy about other things, and I thought I could have. It didn't rub off, but it looks like it did. So he's grumpy about other things is what Sean McVay is saying. And then they asked about, the phone call. They really asked. And he was like, listen, you have to understand there's a balance when you're a head coach that this wasn't really in the cards. Mm-hmm. Like, and it's going to be a surprise to your quarterback, Matthew Stafford. you don't want to seem too excited about this guy that you drafted first overall, that if you draft someone this high in the first round, you want to make him your franchise quarterback, right? So here's Matthew Stafford, who just won MVP. The best thing you can do as a quarterback out of all 32, he's the top of all quarterbacks, is what the NFL just said. And he's just like, you just brought in someone that's going to replace my job. That's not a good feeling. So he was like, I had to find a balance of being excited for this guy while also showing my current quarterback, I'm all in on you still.
Which I hear. There was a report, too, that came out during night one of the draft, a couple picks later, that Adam Schefter said that according to his sources, the Rams front office contacted Matthew Stafford in the morning of the draft and said this was our plan. Just gave him a heads up and said, just so you know, we're probably going to be taking Ty Simpson. So I hear you. But, and also on that note, if they had the wherewithal to tell Stafford that that's what their pick was, Sean McVay probably knew as well. So it's not like it was some blindside thing for him if they're going to go ahead and tell Stafford about it. You know what I mean?
I also saw a wee little story tea time about the Rams general manager, Les Snead.
This is interesting.
Yes. So he is good friends. Ooh, and I should have remembered who is Simpson's dad. He is good friends with this man called Jason Simpson, and he is the longtime head coach football at UT Martin. Okay? So basically, you have a general manager and a dad who's very good friends. And there was a report, who knows if it's real or not, that Tyler Simpson was figuring out if he wanted to declare for the draft or play another year. And Les Snead said, you should declare for the draft. So there's a little bit of like, is this a little bit of handshake?
Yeah.
I got you. Your son's coming to my team. I'll get him into the NFL. I don't know, especially if your coach is not happy. Like, you guys are about to win the Super Bowl. Like, no, you're about to go to the Super Bowl because the Broncos are going to win. Get Matthew Stafford another weapon. Don't get him a quarterback that when you're in the Super Bowl, if everything plays out well, Matthew Stafford's still on the field and you have your first overall pick of the draft standing on the sidelines. You don't even have them out on the field, which is a crazy idea to think about.
I agree. And one thing that I do think is interesting that I've heard lately is you look at like the way the NFL has worked the last 5 to 10 years, maybe more like 5 to 8. If you take a quarterback in the first round, he's playing like Fernando Mendoza, although there is some thought that Kirk Cousins is going to play at the beginning and Mendoza is going to learn underneath him. But years ago, this used to be how it went. A team would take a quarterback first overall that they needed, they were going to need soon, but rarely did they start right away. They learned under the quarterback that was there and then grew. And the timeline for teams has become so much faster. It's like, we need to win now. We need to get a quarterback, put him in, go, 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 go. So some of this also, in some ways, does make sense. To get Ty Simpson, he's good but not great. I mean, he was a quarterback for Alabama. That's a phenomenal team. But let's have him learn under most likely, if not definitely, a Hall of Fame quarterback and go that route. And so it's a little shocking like in today's NFL, but it used to make sense. So I don't know.
But that is a good point, because I'm thinking about Patrick Mahomes. I don't think he played within his he didn't play his first.
Well, and it was similar-ish because Alex Smith, who was the quarterback, and Mahomes was, I think, a second or third round pick, and learned underneath and only kind of came in because of Alex Smith. Alex Smith was injured, I think. He broke his leg.
Yeah, so it was like
shattered his leg, but I thought that was with the different team. It doesn't matter. So, yeah, these timelines, I mean, even Aaron Rodgers underneath Brett Favre.
And Jordan Love underneath Aaron Rodgers.
Right. Like, these things happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But first overall, that's where it is. I think he was drafted way too high. I think the Rams should have drafted a quarterback. I want to be very clear. I think he should have drafted one. But why do you need one this year versus next year that we've been talking about? It's going to be quarterback heavy next year. Wait until next year.
Sure, but then you don't know what draft capital you have, if you'll be able... If the Rams go the way they think they will, they're going to be at the end of the draft, technically. So how can you get a quarterback? And even if they took Ty Simpson too early, if they said we do need to start planning for Stafford's departure if we don't get Ty Simpson now, someone else was going to get him. He was probably, is the second rated quarterback in this draft class. So
yeah.
I think you're wrong, Des.
I think I'm wrong too.
Oh, okay, cool.
The very final pick that we wanted to go over that I thought the Dolphins were going to take.
I did too.
And alas, they didn't and also the Dolphins picked before this.
We very much did, yeah.
Yes. So the 20th pick and the Dolphins picked, what were you? The 12th pick.
12th pick, yeah.
So 20th pick was Mekhi Lemon. He went to the Eagles.
Wide receiver from USC.
So famously, Jalen Waddle is ours now, and so the Dolphins need a wide receiver.
We really do.
Yes, and so that's why a lot of people thought maybe Mekhi Lemon's going there. No, he's going to the Eagles. But what was very interesting about this whole thing is that I believe it was like, and I'm screwing up some of these teams, so I apologize everyone that actually knows this. Cowboys were on the clock, Steelers were next. That's all I know is that Steelers were next, okay? Cowboys were on the clock, and you see Mekhi Lemon on the phone. He's on the phone with the Steelers because the Steelers knew that the Cowboys weren't going to be taking a wide receiver. CeeDee Lamb, they got him, whatever. They just knew. So they're like, hey, we want you. You're coming to the Steelers. You're coming to the Steelers. All of a sudden, his agent starts getting a call, and he's talking to him. He's like, hey. And Mekhi Lemon goes, why are the Eagles calling me? And then you find out the Eagles traded up during the Cowboys' time in order to sweep Mekhi Lemon away from who the Steelers thought they were taking.
Yeah.
Was a fun little drama fest.
It was. Literally, Mekhi Lemon's on the phone and the agent's running in and he's like doing a 2-phone kind of situation.
Yeah.
But he like had the Steelers hat and like ready to go. Well, he didn't because they did agree with it. It doesn't matter. He was like ready to go.
Yeah.
And then the agent's like, throw that phone away. Take this phone. Like it was cool. It was pretty cool.
But my biggest thought from this until I started seeing videos of that, because that came out a little bit later, is that, the Eagles drafted a wide receiver for their first overall pick. A.J. Brown, definitely Gonzo. Which sort of sucks because, and we're going to get into this later, but there's been a lot of sources, saying that A.J. Brown is going to the Patriots, and I'm guessing that's somewhat true, unless he goes to the Dolphins.
No, he's not going to the Dolphins.
He's not going to the Dolphins. But that he might be going to the Patriots, which makes them an even bigger juggernaut, and I don't love that, but A.J. Brown is Gonzo.
You don't love that. I don't love that.
Yeah, you don't love that.
I don't love that. You don't love that. I don't love that.
I know. So
that was all of like the first round interesting things. And then we just have like overall thoughts. One thing, Des loves stories like this. Des just loves, and every year when I watch the draft with Des, I get more and more on board with her because I'm like, no, this is cute and cool. But Caden McDonald, he was a defensive tackle in the second round, 36th overall pick. Now, Caden McDonald, as we talked about, was one of the players that the NFL invited to come to the green room. So he's hanging out in the green room, hanging out with all of his boys, dapping them up when they get picked, all excited. Picks go. Caden McDonald's still sitting there. First night of the draft ends. First night, they just do one round. So after that, done. First night ends, lights go off. Caden McDonald is still in the green room, did not get picked. So Roger Goodell was like, hey man, come back, hang out. You're going to be picked soon, most likely. We want you to come back. It'll be a cool thing. So then he came back to the green room. 33rd pick is obviously the beginning of the second round, so only 3 picks later, Caden McDonald gets picked. By who?
36 overall.
No, by who?
He's going to the Texans.
Texans, thank you. So sorry. By the Texans, he was crying. It was a really cool moment to check it out. So.
Yeah, I love that. So I always have one player of the draft I'm totally rooting for. Last year was Maxwell Harrison. He was the guy that on the inside of his jacket he had he had someone sew all these pictures of his family.
Maybe he sewed it.
Yeah, sure. Either way, his inside his jacket, not important to the story, Drew. So he would show when he got drafted. That was one of the first things he showed is family's so important to me. But he was the player sat right next to the exit for the players to go and go onto the stage and go onto their new team. And he was the one player that was cheering, standing up, dabbing them up. He was the one that everyone was like, who is this guy? He's so excited. And he didn't get picked till nearly the final 3 picks by the Bills. So he was my favorite pick last year. Caden McDonald, I'm rooting for you on the Texans, which is so scary because he's a defensive player and he is He's a defensive tackle, and the Texans are already... It was the Broncos, Texans, and what was another top defense last year?
The Dolphins.
Yes. I mean, those three, at least those two, we were neck and neck with hot defenses. Yeah. Texans are going to be scary. But we also draft. That's actually interesting.
Yeah.
The Texans, one of the top defenses, and the Broncos, one of the top defenses, both drafted a defensive tackle within their first 1 to 2 picks. Very curious.
That's interesting.
Are we picking up on something?
Fire!
Did we just break a story?
No.
Oh, okay.
Break a story?
Yeah.
I mean, we made an interesting observation.
I think we broke it.
Okay, you heard it here first.
Yes. Anyways, so that was one player. Okay, the next player, Avion Terrell, he's a cornerback from Clemson, but he was drafted to the Falcons. And this was, what round and pick was this?
Oh, I don't know. I'm on it.
Yeah, and can you also check for the other one below while you're doing this?
Yeah.
Anyways, so he was in a different round. That's not round 1.
Excuse me. I tried with every part of my body to not have that happen. I'm so sorry.
Okay, what round and pick?
I'm working on it.
Oh, I thought you found it. That was all not for delaying.
Do you know how hard I was trying not to sneeze?
You can sneeze, Drew.
I'm really bad at
this actually doesn't matter anymore. Okay, so he's a cornerback from Clemson. He was drafted to the Falcons, and you saw, because they always have cameras where the players are.
2nd round, 48th overall.
That's so great. And then Uar,
I got it.
So what was so cool is you see him standing up, putting on the Falcons hat, and then he immediately goes and hugs this man. And you're like, who's this guy? And he's a younger guy. Come to find out, oh, wait, that's AJ Terrell. That's his brother. Oh, wait, AJ also plays on the Falcons.
What?
So we have another brother story reuniting, both on the Falcons, which is cool. So he's a cornerback, and one of the Ellis brothers, so Caden Ellis, I believe, is on the Falcons. Mm-hmm. Because he was a free agent this year, I really wanted him to come to the Broncos.
Because Jonah Ellis is
on the Broncos.
And they're brothers. And Christian Ellis plays for the Patriots. That whole family. We've talked about it. That family's crazy.
That's so cool. So, final one that we sort of want to talk about.
Uar Bernard. 7th round, pick 251.
Which, remember, the draft has 257 picks.
So, just towards the end. So I'm going to tell you some things about this man, and you're going to be like, oh my God, why wasn't he drafted? Then I'll tell you. So, Uar Bernard, he's 6'4", weighs 306. Now, granted, I'm also, one of the things we're going to compare this to, because he's a defensive tackle, is one of the greatest defensive tackles in the league and probably to ever play the game, Myles Garrett. Mm-hmm. So they're both 6'4". Uar Bernard is 306. Garrett's 272. So Bernard's got over 30 pounds on my boy.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So he's hauling those 30 pounds, 4'6'3". Garrett ran a 4'6'4". So he's hauling those 30 pounds faster than Myles Garrett is. His vertical jump, 39 inches, just 3 inches shorter than Garrett's. His broad jump was 2 inches longer than Garrett's.
10 feet. Let me paint this picture. How heavy is he? 300-pound man is jumping 10 feet forward.
10 feet forward. And their broad jump, it's not run, jump. It's jumping from like static nothing.
Yeah, you're just there and you just try and jump.
And then his bench press, and now to keep in mind, they have to rep 225 pounds. He repped 225 31 times. Garrett had 2 more reps on him. But anyway, so, oh my God, this man is a physical specimen. He's also from Nigeria. He's part of the International Pathway Players Program. Mm-hmm.
And he was also drafted to the Eagles. I realized we didn't say that.
Yeah. Sorry, yes, drafted to the Eagles. So why isn't this man? This guy's a physical specimen, an athlete.
And you should see pictures of him. He's oh my God.
So he's picked 6 rounds before the end. Why? Because he's never played a snap of football in his life. Ever. He's never played a game. Now, he's an athlete. He grew up playing basketball in Nigeria. He never went to college. He didn't do anything. And we talked about this, all you need to be eligible for the draft is 3 years out of high school. Mm-hmm. So he finished high school in Nigeria, and he's been coming here a lot. I think we actually have a friend that has a mutual connection to him, which is crazy. But anyway, The Eagles are going to take a chance on this guy and say this is elite level talent as far as physical gifts. He's an athlete. He can learn.
Yes.
And I did read something they do at the combine. They do like comprehension tests, and it has nothing to do with like how much you know of football, but just how you comprehend knowledge. And he scored off the charts in that too. So they were like,
this guy.
So they were like, this guy can learn. We can teach him the game. So
and this isn't the first time the Eagles have done this with someone that's never
Yeah.
played football, because they also in 2018 they drafted, his name is Jordan Mailata. I think I'm butchering it, but from Australia. Australia. Right, Drew? Australia. And he's only ever played rugby, which is closer. Rugby, which is closer. I'm going to stop. To football than never playing football. That Uar has never played. But so the Eagles have done this before, and then I believe Jordan, he's an all-pro athlete now.
Great.
He's absolutely, and he's still in the Eagles. So the Eagles have done it once. They're going to do it again.
I'm rooting for this guy hard. I think this is going to be awesome.
Unless we play the Eagles.
Well, yeah.
He's terrifying to look.
Scary
like,
man.
He's built like a brick house. Right, Drew?
Brick shit house.
Brick shit house?
That's... I think that the guy...
Is a brick house. It's not a brick.
No,
shit
I know,
house.
but... Although that song is She's a Brick House.
Yeah, that's probably something else.
Where this...
Brick shit house?
Built like a brick shit house is an idiomatic expression primarily used since the 1930s to describe a person with large, strong, sturdy, and voluptuous physique.
Why?
It implies
Voluptuous?
a robust... While it can I don't know. In UK, it refers to large muscular men. In the US, it is frequently described as a curvy or stacked woman.
Why is it a shit house? Either way, he's very muscular and tall and giant.
Yeah. I don't want to keep going down this rabbit hole, but I don't want to keep going down this shit house. But anyway, it doesn't matter. So... Just some overall last little things about the draft that I just think are interesting. Overall, there were 17 wide receivers taken in the first 3 rounds, which is tied for the most of wide receivers taken in the common draft era, which started in 1967. 9 tight ends taken in the first 3 rounds, also ties for the most. And 3 running backs taken in the first 3 rounds is the fewest that have ever been taken in the common draft era.
So we're heavy on the wide receivers, heavy on the tight ends, and light on the running backs.
Light on the RBs. So, pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah, overall, but I don't think there was the biggest shocker was Ty Simpson and then the Mekhi Lemon story. But other than that, it was pretty straightforward.
Cut and dry.
Cut and dry. And
One thing that I think is really interesting in the draft is that there were some clips. Roger Goodell, before the draft started, came out and said, with the first pick in the 2026 NFL draft, the Cleveland Browns select some guy. And everyone was like, what's happening? Apparently they're filming a TV show.
Yeah.
And they used that moment to film a scene for the TV show, but at the draft with Roger Goodell announcing it. Mm-hmm. Pretty interesting.
Which you were saying it's the guy that plays the deep in The Boys.
He's in it. I'm 99% sure he's playing the lead, but his name, it just didn't say anything on IMDb.
Have you been watching The Boys?
No. No, I've seen it before, but I'm behind.
This season is so good. The first episode should have been the finale.
Really?
That's what I'm saying. Every episode I've been you have been cramming everything into an hour, and it's such a good watch every time.
Hell yeah. Go watch The Boys.
Go watch, especially, this is the series finale.
Go watch The Boys on Amazon?
No. Yeah, Prime. There we go.
But anyway, that was just, I love kind of little moments like that. So hopefully it'll be a good show.
I know. So you guys, as we start out this episode, it is our very final episode of season 1. Holy cow, we've come so far.
Crying. Tears down the whole face.
Gosh, the whole face. But don't you worry, we're going to be back in 3 months. It's just a quick little 3-month break, but we're going to be back. But we're what?
No, it's just funny because it's we're going to take a little break and we're not. I mean, what it's just 3 months, that feels like it's just going to fly by.
It's going to fly by.
And I'm telling you guys, because...
And Drew's not excited about that.
No, I'm stoked.
He's rubbing his face oh my God, 3 months, I have to do this again in 3 months. It's okay, I'll do it.
All right, You heard it here first. This is my first and only season with Sportzball.
So we wanted to look back at our entire season and sort of just be like, let's reminisce. Let's sort of just like think about like some of our favorite moments from the season, from Sportsball seasons, from the NFL season, from our team season.
So pull up a chair.
Pull up a chair.
Grab yourself a little bevy if you want.
Oh, yeah.
Or a little snack.
Ooh.
And let's go down the trip down memory lane.
Yeah, you want to start?
I do. So first we're going to go over our 3 favorite moments from the Sportsball season.
Okay.
So my first favorite moment is gone. No, there it is. So my first favorite memory, and this is actually going to be kind of fun because most of you don't know this. You know this, but was earlier on in our season when we're still trying to figure it all out and get all the kinks out. We recorded an entire episode in like August when it was piping hot, and we had to turn off the AC, so we're sweating. We recorded an entire episode, then we ended the episode, and I was like, that was actually a pretty good episode. Except one of the cameras wasn't recording. There was a storage issue, so one of our oneers wasn't recording.
This was episode 6, by the way, if you guys want to go back.
So yeah, super early. So we said, God damn it. So then we thought about it. We really went back and forth. What do we do? What do we do? We said, you know what? F it. We're going to record it again. We'll try and recreate some of the fun moments. We're going to record it again. So we sit down, we record it again. The camera messes up again. So now we've been recording for like 3.5 hours and we don't have a oneer for one of it. So we said, screw it. We'll take what we have. And
you guys, it was 89 degrees in our apartment.
It was so hot.
It was so hot. Episode 6.
That was one of my first memories of just like, wow, we're doing this.
One of my favorite moments was, and this is a little bit selfish, and it's not a moment, I mean, it's a collection of moments, was in episode 31 when I revealed to you that for the past 20 weeks that I had been implementing a type of produce every episode.
That's my next
That's one of yours?
Yeah.
Man, because it took so much planning. Me and our friend Connor, we had to, every week, I had to ask him for a vegetable or a fruit. He would have to give it to me, and then I'd have to implement it. So if you guys ever want to go back and listen, I did put a clip of all of the vegetables together that you can find. It was episode 31. So, and
to help show like how Dez's brain works and how like specific she is, and when she says something, she'll do it, and how my brain works. That night or that day, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do the exact same thing. I'm gonna get her. So I help write all of the episode descriptions. Des edits a lot of the videos and I write, or all of them, and I write the description. So I'm like, you know what? Every once in a while, for like when I write, I'm going to put a capital letter or a capital phrase somewhere in there. And then I'm going to go back, and it's that if you look at each episode, the capital word is going to say a whole sentence. I did that for like 2 weeks, and then I was like, this doesn't make sense. I can't do it. And I gave up. So that is how I am, and that's how Des is. So that's just...
Because also I go back in and then I sort of re-edit because like I see it as keywords. Like you do the bones of it, and then I'm like, oh, for SEO purposes, I need to add in keywords. I thought you were, and I was like, fuck, what have I done?
No,
have
nothing.
I been messing
you
up?
You didn't do anything because I didn't do anything. Nothing.
Holy cow.
As like I said, that was my second one. I mean, broke my mind, blew my mind.
I know. So, since that was one of yours as well, one of my favorite moments, and I think it happened as soon as either our first or second episode, is our third guest is the leaf blower.
Aww.
Literally every episode, it seemed like for the first few weeks, we couldn't not record without yard work being done right outside our door. Like
one of the first episodes, it was literally outside the door.
And we're on the second story. There should not be a ton of leaves out here.
And where we record, my back is the front door. Like we're right there.
I know.
So
I love the leaf blower.
And I love how much it meant to you all. Like everyone was like, "Where's the leaf blower?
I know.
Interview the leaf blower." So
I know.
we'll bring him along. My last one is just overall, for me, going to the AFC Championship game with you.
Oh.
And I know that was like a dummies and Sportsball moment, but just that entire weekend, like definitely I had several moments where I was just like, what is my life? What is happening? Like, this is awesome. Like, we got to go for work and we got to do stuff. And it was just a cool, like, wow, like from where we started, where you started with dummies, when I came on and like now here we are, it was just a really cool like full moment.
Yeah.
So that's like my kind of deep heartfelt like, aw, like that was really, really lovely.
Yeah. Oh.
I do have an honorable mention though.
Yeah.
You literally for several episodes gaslighting me into thinking I didn't know who Achilles was and the story behind Achilles. Like
several episodes, that was just one.
No, you brought it up again, and then I was like, I going into this day, I knew about Achilles and what he was, but you were so convicted in not knowing anything that I was like, is that right? And it's become my Achilles heel.
I love to do that for you.
Uh-huh.
And I think one of my favorite moments for Sportsball overall, love the AFC Championship. I think it was a little bit, it sucks because it was tainted just a teeny tiny bit for me because of like the online bullying that I received.
That really messed with you.
Dude, it screwed me up for a few days. Like just because the peek behind the curtains that the Sportsballers are getting that the dummies aren't getting, but like I went to 4 games this past season. 3 out of those 4 the Broncos lost, and mind you guys, they lost 3 games overall. Technically 4.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fine. Yeah, I guess we'll do the postseason too.
Yeah.
So I was at 3 out of the 4 losses. Like. That's insane. I understand you guys, I get it. It doesn't look good. But am I going to stop going to games? No. So, like, stop telling me not to go. But you guys have to understand, I would do anything for this team. And if you guys watch that episode, it was like, I was wearing the red jacket. When the hell was this? This was episode, I can see it right here, episode 29. If you watch it on YouTube, I'm, like, sobbing the entire time. Because I was also like, what do I do? Do I not go to games anymore? Because this team goes first. You know what I mean? So either way, I'm going to games, you guys. That's insane. But I think my overall favorite moment was the Jalen Waddle trade. It was the perfect, and that happened 3 weeks ago. Well, March 17th. So 4 weeks ago. It just was sports ball at its core, and it is setting us up for such a spectacular season 2 100%. That I get to see your teammate on my team. Not only do you get to see that, we're also going to the game. Shout out Amber and Johnny. Also, shout out Amber and Johnny always. We love you guys. We're going to that game, so you're going to see Jalen Waddle in the correct orange and blue. And it's just like, what are the odds that one of your players came to mind? You were wearing his jersey the week before he got traded, and then I took it off your back.
Literally saying, this is the only player still on my team, and then he wasn't. Like,
and then he wasn't.
For the, like, NFL universe giving us that, and I mean, that was, I almost put that there, but, like, even from that morning, like, hearing you scream from outside on the street and sprinting up the stairs, like, it was hysterical. And
so good.
Yeah.
Okay, and then we have one of Dolphins' favorite moment.
Yes.
Drew's favorite Dolphins moment.
So my favorite Dolphins moment, it was really, really hard to pick one because there were so many not good moments. There were no good moments. But I think my favorite one overall was just destroying the Bills at home. Like, that game was just, I mean, it wasn't even like we just throttled them. McDaniel trolling the Bills fans afterwards, driving in his car with his giant watch and his sunglasses. Like, that was just cool. Like, that was fun. It was cool to do that. We hate the Bills are one of our biggest rivalries.
It's what the Chiefs are to the Broncos.
I think the Patriots are still for us.
Really?
I think the Bills are more like the Chargers.
Okay, fine.
And then the Jets and the Raiders are just like
the Jets and Raiders.
Yeah, exactly. So that was awesome. That was probably my favorite.
So I can't pick a favorite because I was like going down memory lane, and I was like, ooh, what's my favorite Broncos moment? Because we had so many good ones. Remember when Bo Nix winked at the camera?
That was a good one. Dez literally created a meme out of that. Yeah, like no one else had it.
A reel
or a GIF.
A GIF, and then everyone's there. We were the first to beat the undefeated Super Bowl champs in Week 5, the Eagles. They were the only team, along with the Bills, that had not lost a game yet, and the Broncos came in. And I like to argue that we were the one that caused their downward spiral from that moment.
Good point.
Because the Eagles did not do well last year. That was a great moment. Number 1 seed in the AFC.
Awesome.
That's cool. We won 11. Actually, which one do I want my favorite?
I don't know.
Okay. I have to pick one. Okay. Hold on. Sweeping the Chiefs. First time we swept the Chiefs in like a decade. Loved that. What I loved about this season, and I have one particular moment. I just wanted to list, I feel. But what was so fun about this season is that we won 11 consecutive one-score games.
That's crazy.
11. And then our win streak. Yeah, it was insane. But these one-score games, you couldn't stop watching at any point.
Mm-hmm.
If you thought the Broncos were losing at the start of the fourth, you're going to end up watching them win at the very final moments. It was such a fun season because also the last year in 2024, we had a 2-8 record with one-score games. So we only won 2.
Yep.
For one score and then lost the other 8. But for this season, we just always pulled through. And a lot of people were always like, the Broncos don't deserve this. They were so close every game. And it's like, it doesn't matter. It matters how you win.
Scoreboard.
And to be fair, this is what we all said about the Chiefs last year. So 2 years ago. And they won and they got to the Super Bowl. Scoreboard. But I think my favorite moment overall for the Broncos was Week 7, the Giants game.
Yeah, I don't know how you top that.
You can't top that game from what it meant of honoring the late, great Demaryius Thomas, from the entire Super Bowl 50 team in attendance at this game, watching the game, from us losing until about 8 minutes left. We had 3 touchdowns in like 6 minutes, and then we came through with a final touchdown. It was the most miraculous, incredible game I truly have ever seen to the Giants. Week 7 game.
And I think that was a turning point for the Broncos. Even though they were already doing well, they had already beaten the Eagles. But like around that time, you lose that game. If you lose that game that way to a team that wasn't that good, the Giants, like that can really send your season down like I think even though they were already good and they were heading in the right direction, like, I remember checking the score at the beginning of the fourth quarter and being like, God, the Broncos might not be as good as we think they are. Like, and that could seep into their players' brains if that game went that way. So I think that, I don't know how you pick something else.
I know. That was the one. But now we have our favorite moment from the NFL season.
It's so weird that I was trying to God, there's so many, but
there really are.
For me, the one that stuck out to me the most, just because of like I have 2.
Okay, of course I have more than
Great.
one.
So I'll do the first one, the one that I wrote down. Was Caleb Williams' insane touchdown throw to tie the game to go to overtime in the playoffs against the it was against another team in the NFC. It was one of those other NFC playoff teams. What you it was supposed to do?
Like Bears versus what?
I wrote it down, but I didn't though. Is the thing. Anyway.
Some things never change, and that's what I love about
I want to say it was the Packers. Was it the Packers?
Okay, sure.
I think it was the Packers.
Okay.
Because the Bears and the Packers had this like crazy rivalry all the time. Great. I'm saying it was the Packers.
Okay, I love that. That was insane.
It just because it caused the visceral reaction. Des and I were watching here, and we both like jumped out of the couch, ran around, like hands on our mouth, like, oh my God, did that just happen?
Yeah.
So that was crazy. And then me winning like $600 on the Micah Parsons half sack. I mean, it was a full sack.
Against the Cowboys.
In overtime. I was in a Waymo, and I was losing my mind screaming by myself in a Waymo. So those are my 2.
Those are your 2?
Yeah.
I was going through our notes and like trying to remember all the moments.
Such a smarter way to do that than I did.
But from like we had like Carly or say Gordon on the sidelines, like absolutely running those sidelines, which I love, to Josh Allen puking on the sidelines, which I guess like the Bills fans always knew.
Like that's something he does. Leave it alone.
That he pukes before every game, but the entire NFL found out this year, which is just so interesting. To the entire season starting out with Jalen Carter spitting on Dak Prescott.
The first game.
The very first moment is so funny. And I was going through my notes, and one thing I totally forgot about. You remember Mark Sanchez? Do you remember Mark Sanchez?
He tried to kill a guy.
Stabbing a delivery driver because he looked at him wrong
or something. He tried to kill a guy.
I cannot believe that was even a story, and now he's not.
The beginning of the NFL season, Mark Sanchez was like
he was the butt fumble guy with Jets.
Yeah, but he was also like a respected
Yeah, analyst.
Like, analyst and commentator for games.
Yes, for
and
Fox.
Now he's gone.
He's not here because he said, hey, I don't want that person to get those Jimmy Johns. Get out of here. And then he stabs.
He did. He allegedly.
I think it's pretty...
I know, but I think technically till proven in a court of law.
We're still trying to figure out
how long court things take?
Oh my God. Anyway, so that was another... That's not my favorite moment,
Okay.
though. My favorite moment was Phillip Rivers coming out of retirement.
Really?
In what world?
I know.
Have we seen a player come out of retirement to save a football team? The Colts, who... Daniel Jones, that was at the top moment.
Yeah.
Like... What happened with Daniel Jones?
And the Colts in general.
I'm in a good way. In the very beginning of the year,
sure. Yeah,
we were like, "Oh, they're going all the way."
Yeah.
And then he gets injured.
Yeah.
And then it goes downward, and they're like, "We need someone. We need our hero." And then you look, and you're like, "Hey, Phil Rivers, I know you're coaching high school students right now. What if you just put on some pads and came back to the NFL and threw some footballs?" That's a crazy story.
No, it is. I completely forgot about that.
I know.
But yeah, no,
I know.
That's up there. I like that.
I think that's one of my favorite
Hell
moments.
Yeah.
So those are some of our favorite moments reminiscing. But like we said on social media, on Instagram, definitely follow us there because it's easier to do than on TikTok, like questions and whatnot.
Yeah.
But we did a Sportzball mailbag. So I said, send in your comments, send in your questions. So it's time to end out this episode with a Sportzball mailbag.
And boy, did the Sportzballers show up.
You guys showed up.
So
we have quite a few.
Thank you so much. We're going to get through all of these.
Yes.
And do you want to just go back and forth? Or?
Yeah, we can go back and forth. And then the first few questions I organize as like draft questions.
Great. Smart.
Okay.
Des is good at her job. So the first one at Brooklyn760. Maybe it was an area code. 760. It doesn't matter.
This is going to take forever.
What draft picks do you think will impact the team immediately for both the Broncos and the Dolphins?
That's a really good question.
Des, what do you think?
I
think for the Dolphins, I definitely think our first round pick, Caden Proctor. I mean, he's just a massive human, and if we can protect Malik Willis, I think that'll be good. And we already kind of talked about it, but Jacob Rodriguez, I think he's just going to be a wrecking ball on the field, but I also think he looks like he can come on and immediately be like a team captain guy, a fan favorite guy, like definitely just give us that vibe. So,
and I think I'm going to say one of our tight ends. So either Justin Jolie or Dallin Bentley.
Okay.
We just need to get someone in there. And you would be like, well, what about your first overall, Tyler Onyeta? I'm like, yeah, I think he's going to be in there, but impacting our team, our defense is already great. Okay. So I think he's going to keep our defense great.
Got it. Good take.
Impacting, I think it's going to be one of the tight ends.
I like that.
Great. Second question, at Connor_White, who is
two eyes in the white, by the way.
Drew, this is going to take forever if you
cool.
keep doing this. Who was one player you wish your team had drafted? I know.
For me or for you?
I know for me.
Oh God, I forgot his name. He was this dude. Is it for you too? It doesn't matter. I can't remember his name, but he had like, he's got like a giant red mullet. I know.
Just pull up your messages.
I was going to do that, and then I got scared you'd get mad at me.
Send it to me. No, Drew. So mine would be Uar Bernard.
Yeah, no, that's sick.
I think it's such a fascinating story from Nigeria, never played football. Like, all eyes would be on him. I just think it's so fun. And also, if you already have our stacked Broncos defense, and then you have this guy that is just an absolute, what do we say, brick shit house?
Yeah.
Sure. Coming at you along with this already scary, terrifying defense. My God. And it was pick 251. So, like, we could have done it. We got a safety at 246. No, we got a tight end at 256. But either way, that's who I wanted. So, did you figure it out?
No. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm trying to find it. No, but this isn't entertaining. You know what I mean? Anyway, he was a cool guy as a mullet. He's an offensive lineman. But also, I think Mekhi Lemon. Just like as
That's
a
what I would
star
say for you.
Receiver. But now that didn't happen, I wish Mekhi Lemon all the best. But I hope Caden Proctor has a better season. And I hope everything we did was right. So, anyway, moving on. Jordan Lemon 1. I'm sorry if I messed that up. I need your guys' take on the draft, specifically Diego Pavia, also the Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini sitch. it's kind of like we said, like, ask us, you get 3 wishes, and then Jordan over here wished for like more wishes. Like, a lot of questions in this one question.
Well, oh my God.
But like in a good way. Thanks, Jordan.
Oh my God.
Des, do you have any specific takes on Diego Pavia?
Diego Pavia, he was a runner. He was the Heisman runner-up. He just signed a 3-year deal actually with the Ravens. So he went undrafted, which a lot of people thought he would obviously be drafted. And the Heisman in college, anyone can win the Heisman. It doesn't have to be a quarterback position. So that's one of the top players in college level, you 100%. Would think.
Fernando Mendoza did win.
Yeah. So you would think the runner-up, maybe first, maybe second round, maybe third. Not at all crazy, but he's now with the Ravens.
So do you know a lot about him? Like, do you know why?
No.
So a lot of people are saying he has an attitude problem.
Oh, here we go.
After missing the Heisman, he kind of went on a rampage and like partied and like was recorded being like F this. I don't remember the specifics, but he had a very sore loser mentality about not getting the Heisman. And then kind of has had it until he was drafted or picked up as an undrafted free agent, had a pretty sore loser like mentality about not being. It feels like he's kind of got a little bit of an attitude ego issue. Those are like some of the things, but I mean the guy can ball, so we'll see how it goes.
But now that I know that, there is a reason he went undrafted then, because then that must have mean everyone saw that and or in his interviews, like.
And that's the thing, these players, these draftees, they have meetings with teams before the draft, like, and so they get a feel for them. They do interviews, and
this is what we spoke about almost the entire beginning of our last season with Shedeur Sanders, is that somehow in one those meetings with all these teams, because out on the field he was balling out, his stats were amazing, like not in college, like when they're trying him out, he was great. So something was happening in those rooms for whatever reason why they weren't taking him. Damn, that's crazy. See, now I just learned a little bit more, Jordan. Thank you. But also the Mike Vrabel and Diana Rossini sitch.
I mean, it just keeps getting crazier.
It's wild. Last time we spoke about it, we did not have all the information. I think we're just going to keep getting information. Go and listen to last episode. So 37. 2 weeks ago, because basically from that episode, we were sort of talking about how it sucks because like women in sports, they have this picture around them, and it's like you have to do things in order to get to a certain level. But now what is coming out, and they had pictures taken of them at this resort just as a refresher, and so they're both married, and we're
not
like
to each other.
Nope. And why are we canoodling at this very romantic resort? They were both like, if anything would happen between us, that's laughable. We're just no, it's professional, whatever. More stuff has come out. I think what really was the nail in the coffin was, it was like a week before the draft, maybe a couple days before the draft, Mike Vrabel comes out and he's like, you know what? I need to focus on my family. I'm going to skip day 3 of the draft, which don't we all want to skip it? And I'm going to go to therapy because my family comes first. Mere hours later, new pics dropped of Vrabel and Rossini at a bar, her legs in between his, facing each other, talking very closely, and then kissing. These pictures were not from just a few days ago or a few weeks ago or a few months ago. This is from 2020. No.
I think the first ones were 2022.
Yes, 2022. And then
another photos came out about even 2020.
So this has happened. When was Anna married? Yes. She got married. No, she got married in 2020.
Yeah.
So this was before she got married. So it was in 2020. So this affair has been going on. We can say on and off. But they have canoodled since 2020. That is 6 years. Now, where this gets very interesting is, yes, Diana Rossini is a journalist. And it's like, are you getting stories that you shouldn't have? For instance, the whole AJ Brown with Eagles thing, she was the one that's basically reporting that things at the Eagles and AJ Brown aren't good, and now AJ Brown is linked to go to the Patriots, which Mike Vrabel is at. Could she have been leaking these stories fakely and falsely so that maybe eventually he'd be wanting to seek a trade and go to the Patriots? That is a theory, and Mike Vrabel's feeding her that. Go ahead.
No, there's just a lot of tea around it.
So, and then also with Mike Vrabel, he could be, because sometimes stories in the NFL, wildly enough, aren't true, right? And he could have been doing, that was a good example, the A.J. Brown thing, for his own good and using Diana Rossini for that.
One thing that we listened, again, we're big fans of Pablo Torre Finds Out podcast because he does a lot of deep dives, and they did a deep dive on this, and just more like how the journalist coach and journalist like player relationship works. And there's a lot of like, you scratch your back, I'll scratch mine. Mm-hmm. Wait, you scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Yeah. You know. And so there was just a lot of theories of like, they have such a close relationship. There's a lot of things going on that would suggest otherwise. So, yeah.
So it's not good. And I'm interested to see if Vrabel's gonna go under investigation, just like The Athletic had Rossini under investigation for what she did as a journalist, and like how long has this been going? And there's a reason she stepped away from it. You're opening your mouth at
I just think it's
so.
Well, no, it's hard because, well, one, the NFL has already come out and said they're not going to, as of now, investigate, and says that his stuff doesn't really fall under like the code of the player and coach code of conduct thing. So, and it's this weird thing where it's like, as a journalist, you need to protect this journalistic integrity and not have personal relationships with people you're writing stories about, because that can compromise the story.
Correct.
There's not much of I mean, morally, there are things wrong with what Vrabel did.
Yeah.
But nothing that should affect his ability to coach a team.
And you are very right. And I think...
Yes!
Oh my God. I think what I feel like maybe it should be looked into is because they have been close since he was with the Titans.
Yeah.
And I want to be very clear. I did not deep dive into why he was let go from the Titans, but I remember, and this was back in
2018, I think.
No. He's been out of coach. Can you look that up? Because it hasn't been that long. Was it 2018? Or I know Diana Rossini was with Vrabel when...
Vrabel was 2021. Fired 2022 is when he was fired.
Okay.
So you're right.
So a lot of people around that were like, why did he get fired? It's been 2 seasons. Sure, they lost both of them, but it's also the Titans. Like, they haven't been good for a long time. Like, there might be something here, right? As in, like, he's a good coach. We need to maybe try one more season. He only had 2 seasons and he was out. I don't know. I have a hunch that maybe Titans got a sniff of what was going on with Vrabel and a journalist. Yeah. And they're like, we don't want to get our hands messy. Also, we're still not winning, so we're just going to sort of part.
I disagree.
Yeah.
And the only reason I say that is I think if that was the case, after they fire him, there's no reason. And people are like, well, wait, what are you doing? And if they were surprised by that, the Titans can then say, no, this is because of X, Y, and Z, and say why they did it, as opposed to keep the fire of, like, you guys are idiots, why'd you fire this person? So to me, there's escape of saying, like, well, we did this because he has this, you know, we found out things that we didn't like about him, not good relationships, and blah, 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 blah. So that's my theory.
Mine's a tinfoil hat. I know it's not 100%. Grounded in much, but
I've heard other people have that theory. I don't think it's completely unfounded.
And if you're not completely tuned into the Vrabel Rossini situation, it's quite literally one of the top sports drama stories. Yeah, that I would say. Okay, I would say since Patriots owner.
I'm sorry, I can't.
It's fine. Patriots owner since Robert Kraft
was
caught going to those massage parlors
for not massages,
Yikes. And that was like big T. But like, and ironically, both the Patriots. What else was the Patriots? Deflategate.
The Patriots. There's a lot of fishy things going on over at the Patriots.
That's what I'm saying, and it's like, how are these top stories all going all around an organization?
I don't know.
Because I'm trying to think of another huge scandal that has rocked the league like this, and I cannot, besides like the Robert Kraft stuff.
I mean, this one's not fun because it's like really messed up stuff, but like Deshaun Watson, that was a big story for a while and like wasn't good, and like that's like legal.
I would
messed
say
up
okay,
stuff.
yeah.
So that one's not. But this specific kind of story, no. And the fact that it happened in the offseason where a lot of people, I mean, the draft was coming up and there's a lot of stories about the draft, but like NFL people are like, give me news, anything.
Yeah,
and like,
the worst time for it to happen.
Yeah, they were like, this went off and running.
So keep in touch with it. I'm really interested to see how it's going to play out next season whenever we see Vrabel on the sidelines. Like, what is the narrative around him?
100%.
I do not, I want to be very clear, under any means think he should be fired. I also didn't, well, it's I don't think he should be fired for having an affair. That's not it. Mm-hmm. It's going to be hard to escape this forever. Yeah. Like, he's always going to be known as a guy that's sleeping around on his wife.
Unless, and he'll always be known as that, but if he, I know neither of us want this, if he can win a Super Bowl next year, that's a good way to erase a lot of that.
It's a good effort.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good effort. So that's a sitch. All right, next question from Clint F. Cornett. Hi, Clint. Okay.
Stupid
you get
question.
You get $100K a year, but cannot watch sports, or $1,000 per win from each favorite team.
It's a very easy. So you left this way open-ended. I have 4 favorite teams. I have a favorite football team. Oh, hold on, just let me answer the question. Hold on. Baseball, hockey, and basketball. Thank you. Even if I was if it was just Rockies, they were one of the worst teams in the world. They won like 40 games. That's $40,000. But now, to appease you, even if it was the Dolphins, I'd have $7,000 extra dollars. I can't never watch sports. Dumb question. The one where I can still watch sports. That's my answer.
Same. Yeah. I thought about that hard, and I was like, "There's no way I can't not watch sports." Also, I'm so bored right now.
And like Clint, sorry, you're the best. Thanks for all of the yummy food.
What?
But like, if you made this question, $100K, you know how much gas is? If you make it a little bit more like enticing, $1 million.
You think gas is $100K a year?
No, I'm just saying. $100K doesn't get you what it used to. If he's the one that created the question out of thin air, but make it a little bit harder.
Could look at like watching sports in trade for $100K. Yeah, take the $100K that would feed me and my family.
We have a podcast about sports.
I'm devil's advocating over here, Andrew Simon. So I'm taking $1,000 per win because I would have $15,000. Guys, we already knew this episode was going to go longer. It's long, and I think our brains are stopping to work.
I have to pee so bad.
I'm so sorry,
No,
Drew.
it's okay.
Okay, next, at Amber Way. She asked, how much do you love Amber and Johnny?
The most I've
JK.
ever loved 2 people in history
Don't you
of the
ever
world.
kid about that. We love you guys literally so much. So much.
Half of the things we did this year could not have happened because of Amber and Johnny.
Yeah.
We love them more than anything on the planet.
Anything. Well,
I love my girlfriend and Brad.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
and
that's
like, you're my best friend.
Sure.
And so like,
yeah,
my mom and dad and stuff.
Right. I think it goes Breck, Amber, and Johnny. And that's my order of loving.
Okay.
Okay, at Fist Cole. Hi, Cole.
Hi, Cole.
Way too early awards, which I love that. So way too early. It's like, it's way too early to decide this, but the award for XYZ is this. He had sort of a 3-parter. As always, thoughts on the Jags, and then maybe the Cohen versus the Saleh drama. So he is a Jags fan. Okay, so let's go for the way too early awards. Do you have an award for anything? I don't, like, or an idea for anything?
I'm going to go, you know what, because we want this to happen and we're excited about him. Uar Bernard is going to be like most...
Rookie of the year.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Rookie of the year.
That's a good take.
Thanks.
I'm going to go along with that.
Thanks.
Thoughts on the Jags? Listen, you guys have been very bad for a long time. And like I said earlier in the podcast, I was at 3 of the 4 losses, and one of our 4 losses was against the Jags. Okay? You guys are a good freaking team. It's really impressive what you have going on over there. And I think for the first time in a very long time, I think the AFC can be scared of the Jags.
100%.
Yeah.
Also, didn't Trevor Lawrence cut his hair? I thought I saw something where he cut his hair.
Oh my God, that's huge.
I know.
Because he has like from Shrek, the Prince Charming hair.
Or Sunshine from Remember the Titans. People call him Sunshine.
What?
Sunshine.
From what?
Remember the Titans.
He did not cut his long hair.
I thought... AI these days, man.
It was fake.
Oh man, oh man, oh
He
man.
still, it says, confirming, he still has his signature long hair. It is signature, you guys.
So, but that was crazy. Yeah, I think they are definitely the Jags. I feel like have been like the Dolphins the last like 10 years, where like every once in a while you're like, ooh, the Jags are gonna be good, then they're not. And so they were very good this year, and I still think there was a chance they should have won that Bills game, that Bills playoff game. So, I mean, I can't root for any other team really ever, except the Broncos sometimes. But like, I'm not rooting for the Jags. I think it's exciting. I have nothing against Cohen and Lawrence and all those people. So I think it's cool.
Then maybe the Cohen versus Saleh drama. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I don't really know a lot about either, but my only answer to that is if they were to fight, Saleh would destroy him in like a physical fight. That's all. That's what I have for that.
Oh my God. Do you think that's why Cohen wasn't at the coaches thing?
Maybe.
He was the only coach not there. Oh my God.
You know what? We'll look up the drama, and on our next episode in 3 months, we'll talk about it.
Exactly. Wait, serious question. Do you need a pee? We can pause.
Really?
Yes, let's go ahead. Go ahead.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Oh my God, thank you so much. Oh my God.
Guys, Drew couldn't hold it.
Holy God. I feel so much better.
Yeah?
I feel so much better. Oh my God. Thanks for your patience, Sportzballers.
There's no patience. It's going to be a second. I'm going to cut it together.
And Dez.
Well, just mainly me.
And Breck.
Oh, yeah. He's
also,
asleep.
Side note, I think you are going to be upset about what I'm about to say, but I don't care anymore. Because we talk about this all the time, how we're nosy people and things. Something intense is going on out there.
You keep looking, I know, at the door, and it's driving me insane.
That was me just wondering what it would feel like to pee. That wasn't me.
You looked at the door twice, being like, what's going on over there?
Maybe it's a combination of both.
Yeah, it is that.
There's
you weren't looking at the bathroom. You were looking at that door, and I was like, why are we look? It's fine. In the new studio space, we're not gonna. You won't hear much.
That's true.
It's
that's
more
true.
insulated.
Yeah, that's very true.
We're going back to it. All right, let's do it. Okay, next. At Giselle_VAZ Vaz, what's a great memory you have in your team's history? Go Broncos!
Ooh.
Great memory.
Do you want to go because they're a Broncos fan?
I don't have one off the top of my head.
Okay.
Do you have one?
I mean, in team history, one of my greatest memories will just be the Miami Miracle against the Patriots. We weren't good that year, which was often for the Dolphins, but like...
It is often.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks. But it was just cool. I mean, I remember, for those of you that don't know, we were losing. It was actually a close game. The Patriots scored towards the very last seconds, and the Dolphins did one of those. We're just going to throw the ball lateral back and forth, which never works. And I was so upset that we were losing. My girlfriend, Emily, was like, oh my God, wait, they're doing a thing. Like, they're throwing the ball around. I'm like, and I literally wasn't looking because I was like, I can't watch this. I was on my phone, and I go, they do this all the time. It's not going to happen. And Emily, who even then knew less about football than she does now, was like, no, this feels different than like normal football. And I was like, what? And I look up and I was like, oh my God. Mm-hmm. And what's even better is the Patriots were on defense, but they knew this trick play was coming. So they just put big athletic people on the field. Mm-hmm. And the last player that we beat was Gronk, who was playing defense, but he couldn't take the right angle. So like that was awesome. 70-20 was really cool. Look, that it was great for you guys too, because as many people have covered, neither of our teams have been the same since, in good and bad ways. But that was cool. Those are the two that pop into my head. Des, take it away.
So I have the worst memory ever. Like, memory of a goldfish. Like, if you guys ask me what I did last week, like, I write everything down. As soon as I meet someone,
true.
I write it down in my notes. And sometimes people are like, you have such great memory. I'm like, no, I've had to figure out ways in order to remember. And, like, unless it's been recent, I'm like, I have no idea. Like, I'm not someone that can be like, oh my God, back in 2001, there was this crazy play. Like, Drew, you're pretty good at that stuff.
Sure.
That's what you're better. You're better. Like, you have a vault up here of like literally pulling these random facts and memories. But like, can you remember like what just happened? Like, no, you can't.
You had this look on your face where you're like, that you're good at that thing. That's a thing you're good at.
I found it. There you go. So I think truly I don't know. I loved the Giants game. I hope I don't forget that. I really don't, because I love that
I don't know
game.
how you would.
But I would say, and this is cheap, but it's like when the Broncos won the Super Bowl, like most recently.
Sure. That's huge.
Yeah, I had just graduated college the year prior, and I was moving to LA in a month, and I got to go downtown, go to the parade. It was such a fun experience, and truly that moment was, and then coming out to LA, I was like, I want to keep my roots. I want to continue to try and be a Broncos fan, and I feel like if it wasn't for that, who knows if Dummies and Sportzball would be here. So that's one of my favorite.
I mean, it's
memories.
hard to top. Like, I've never seen them win a playoff game, let alone a Super Bowl. So like,
I didn't want to
it's hard. It's hard to have something else be bigger than watching them, and you've seen them do that many times.
3 times, actually, and I was alive for the 3 times, but I was just very young.
Little baby.
First 2. Yeah. So.
All right, moving on. Our friend Kira, at Hogue Kira.
Hi, Kira.
Hi, Kira. When's the merch dropping?
Such a great question.
It's a phenomenal question.
Soon.
I
really want to.
TBD?
I know. TBD. You know what? We're going to keep it mysterious.
Yeah. Tune in our next episode in 3 months. We'll tell you. Many joke. So at, oh boy. Cian. But maybe Sean. Cian. Doesn't matter. I don't know. Cian Raff. We go to a Rockies game this year, obviously.
Really? When?
If it's not in Denver, it'll be in LA. I'm going to a Rockies game.
Yes. Okay. We will definitely see it when they're playing the Dodgers, which sucks because tickets are so freaking expensive out here.
Guys, if you ever are bored, which whatever, just go on Game Time or another app and just like, even if you're in Denver, just look at the cheapest tickets for a Dodgers game. It's crazy.
So I really would like to go to one. Obviously at Coors Field, it's just it's harder to get out to Colorado with a lot of different things happening.
But we have a trip coming up and we're trying to first.
They're going to be out of town. I know. I looked all around
it out though.
Mm-hmm. No, unfortunately.
All right, we're going to try. We'll figure it out.
We're going to try going to Rockies.
Amber and Johnny.
I know.
No,
Let's
go.
I'm
kidding.
Okay, next at Evzaddy. Hi, Evzaddy.
You all know Evan.
Producer. Yes, Ravens fan. This is what made me laugh. Will you spend one night at the lab next to the Niners practice field and live stream it?
Yeah.
Would you?
Do you know what's funny? Is after we were just talking about the Rockies thing, now granted, California is huge, but in my brain, I'm like, it's easier to get up to San Francisco and do that than it would be to go to a Rockies game right now.
Yeah.
But yeah. That's a really good idea.
Just have a tent out there.
And we should do like tests. Like we should like run
boots on the ground
and like run
it.
And then like take a break and then run again and then see like if our knees hurt more.
Tears.
Yeah.
So you know what's really sad about this whole Niners practice facility EMF thing is everything. First of all. Second of all, the Niners owner and GM John Lynch have come out and been like, there's nothing wrong with it. Like, guys, everyone calm down. And what sucks is John Lynch, he was a safety at the Broncos. Mm-hmm. He's my first favorite player. And it's just like, not key gaslighting. Like there is, you can just like, you know, when on like vitamin bottles and it's like this vitamin D is 3,000% than what you normally need. It's not. It's probably exactly what you need, but they're saying they haven't re-measured vitamin levels in years. Like, and every year we need to get more and more vitamins, typically through supplements, than our food, because our food doesn't have as much rich soil as it used to. So that's why I'm already down this. So they're saying it's quote unquote safe levels next to this facility. And
bullshit.
I just don't believe it. I will die on this hill. And yes, we're gonna go to San Francisco. We're gonna drive up. We're gonna have a tent there. I keep wanting to say pitch a tent, and I'm just like waiting for Drew to be like, "Are you gonna pitch a tent?" That's
disgusting.
Okay, exactly.
I would never make that kind of joke. Evan, that's a phenomenal idea. Want to come along?
Yeah, Evan, will you come with us, actually?
You don't have another job being a father right now.
Yeah, also...
Mommy will take... Don't worry about it. We'll figure it out.
So Evan's second question is, what is your Super Bowl prediction?
Oh my God, it's way too early.
No, it's not. Broncos-Rams. And? Go ahead, Drew. Go ahead. I'm sorry. And?
I'll go I'll go. I'm trying to think of like teams that are there.
I think you can. There's one in front of you.
I'll go
right here that you can think of.
You know what? I think. You know what? I want this to happen. It's not going to happen. Never mind. I was going to say Lions. I want the Lions to get back there. I'll go Lions, Bills.
What the actual
No,
hell?
I would really love for the Broncos to be there.
If you weren't sitting across your co-host that is a big Broncos fan, you would still say the Bills?
No, I hate the Bills. I don't know why I said that.
Awful take. We're moving on.
Great.
Okay, next. CN asked too. CN Ref. So I should have put these together.
That's okay.
They also asked, what do you think about James Cook 3? And then I had to think for a second. I was like, James Cook 3? Who the hell? There's a 3 James Cook. James Cook the third is what this question is. And I finally, because I have a big brain, I thought. As James Cook, running back, was with the Seahawks, the Chiefs got him this year. They traded for him. It was quite literally one of the most upset times I've ever been, thinking that I'm going to have to play against the Broncos are going to have to play against James Cook twice this upcoming season.
Yeah.
He's so good. I can't believe the Seahawks let him go.
God, if only you guys had like a killer defense.
Do. But I just don't.
Oh, wait.
We do, but I just don't want another weapon
No,
on
that's
this
fair.
team that I literally hate.
That's fair.
Actually, that was one of my favorite NFL moments, which I didn't write down, is just like the Chiefs' downfall.
That was awesome.
I loved that
was
this
awesome.
year. So, anyways, next.
Kiara Hunsinger. I'm probably saying that wrong. I'm so sorry. Do you think Von Miller will come back to the Broncos this season?
This is a thing that people have been asking for actually a few years now. So those who don't know, Von Miller, he was traded away to the Rams suddenly in the middle of the night. Actually, it was in the middle of like the workday. And wait, no, I thought it was when I was in therapy, but that's when we signed Russell Wilson. Either way, middle of the workday, I sobbed. Von Miller went to the Rams, and then the Rams went on to win the Super Bowl that year, which was really cool. But you saw he did an interview like leaving, and he was crushed.
Yeah.
Denver is his home. He loves Broncos country.
Had chickens.
He still has chickens.
Right, but he's like a chicken guy.
Yeah. Either way, so he went to the Rams, and then he went to the Bills, and now he's with the Commanders. And everyone is like, Von Miller, he's getting closer to the end of his career. A lot of people think he is at the end of it. And they're like, and he has talked, it was reported that he spoke to George Payton about coming back to the Broncos. Basically, George Payton was like, we're good, Vaughn, we're good. But they're definitely going to sign Vaughn for a day so that he can retire a Bronco.
That will happen for sure. I think this season or this upcoming season, we would have already heard something if that's what was happening.
Yeah.
I'd be shocked. Now, if something happens where, like, you know, the Broncos are doing good, but there's a major injury, which we don't want to have happen, but like they need someone, I could see them bringing him on.
That'd be so sick. Just
in the
like
middle of
for
the
a
season.
game.
Yeah.
Because he is a free agent right now. So.
But this reminds me of how dumb I am. He got me. During April Fool's, he posted this thing that he had just signed with the Raiders.
And Drew sent it to me and goes, can you believe
Des!
it?
And she literally was like, what? And I was like, what do you mean, what? Look at this. And she's like, what day is it? And I was like, for Thursday? She's like, what? April 1st. And I was like, no.
Drew got
I got
a couple times.
Hard.
I hate April Fool's Day so much. We already talked about this.
Yeah.
I hate it so much.
Maybe that haircut thing was an April Fool's Day. The Trevor Lawrence haircut thing was an April
It was
Fool's
in
Day.
April, but I didn't see it was April 1st. I know, it's a whole thing. So he will come back to the Broncos. Will it be this season? If he doesn't sign with anyone, because like Justin Simmons, I think he's pretty much done. Like he's a free agent.
Yeah.
He's been doing some things with Broncos media, but he's back in Broncos country. Like I just like sort of see that same trajectory for Von Miller, and I think he's at the end. You know,
for
what I mean?
sure.
So I hope that he could return to the Broncos for a day, and I like Drew's idea.
Great.
That. So
next at. Oh God!
just say it.
Pau Vales. I think it's like probably Velasquez. It's like the full name. Doesn't matter.
We're back at that.
What can I get into that'll give me the same adrenaline rush of watching football? Great question. Such a good question because we all don't know. There's 3 other sports going on right now, so just sports in general. Playoff hockey and playoff basketball. Des isn't a big hockey or basketball fan, but like playoff is just fun.
I enjoy watching those
playoffs,
games.
regardless, are just fun.
And I've said multiple times, it's just hard to keep up because there's
100%.
so many freaking games. But for playoffs, It's like you got to win or you're out.
So NHL or NBA playoffs, check that out. After that, I mean,
you said there's 3 sports right now, so what's the
baseball's
third?
happening right now. It's the beginning of the baseball season.
I knew you were going to say this. Do you think baseball gives you the same adrenaline rush as football?
No, not even close.
Thank God.
But you know what will give you an adrenaline rush? Wherever you live. And if you don't live close, get a little airplane ticket, fly on out, or maybe do a little road trip. Who knows? Monday nights. Pan Pacific Park. Moonshots. Come watch us play basketball. Baseball.
Drew's softball.
That'll give you an adrenaline rush.
League.
That'll give you a big adrenaline rush.
Yeah.
So, Des, what do you think?
To answer your question, nothing. And that's why I feel like I'm going through withdrawals until August when finally preseason starts. And the biggest thing I hate, besides Jerry Jones and Aaron Rodgers, is when people say preseason doesn't matter. Yes, it does. I finally can watch football again, okay?
In that way, it matters horribly.
I know. So, unfortunately, I don't have a good answer for you, but definitely watch playoff basketball and hockey right now because both the Avs and Nuggets are in it.
100%. And also, it's a good time. If we brought you over and if we didn't ignore all this.
Shots, I guess.
And the moon shots. But if we brought you over and you're like, oh, football's really fun. Like, and what else is out there? See, pick a favorite team.
Yeah.
Pick a favorite football. I am having a stroke. Pick a favorite basketball and hockey team. And watch them go the whole way. Hopefully it's the Nuggets and the
We can't pick
Avs.
any team because we're in the playoffs.
That's true.
Now. So anyways, very final question by Nick Clements, actor. According to Drew, are the Finns closer to either the number 1 overall pick, aka being the worst team in the league, than the Broncos are to the Super Bowl? So on a spectrum.
Nick, that's a phenomenal question.
I know. I read it and I was like, my brain's broken.
That's a really good question.
According to you, are you closer to being the worst team in the league or are the Broncos closer to being the best team in the league?
I think that in this way, just like the overall way, I think the Broncos are much closer. Because if you look at just what happened last year, the Broncos were way closer to winning the Super Bowl than the Dolphins were closer to having the number 1 overall pick. We had the 11th pick and then traded to the 12th. So that's my first answer. The second answer is I think, because I'm not biased, that the Dolphins are going to be better than people think they're going to be this year. And there's other teams that have a chance to be worse. Like I think the Saints still don't look like they're going to be good. I think the Jets, I just love the Jets to always jet. So yeah, I think that. I think the Broncos, and that answer is good for both of us.
Yeah.
So that.
There you go.
You heard it here first.
And then we have final 4 comments. Go ahead, take it away, Drew.
At Sarah K8111. Thank y'all for the hard work. Oh my God, Sarah, thank you for listening. My football crazy relationship with my 14-year-old daughter has grown more. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. Sarah.
Just so I wrote all this down, so Drew's reading all of these for the first time.
Oh, I thought you said, just so you know, I made these up, I wrote these.
No.
Sarah, that's awesome. Genuinely.
Yes, and that is in our mission statement,
Yes.
you guys. Branding, business. We literally said we wanted the non-craze, partner of football to come in and feel a little bit more comfortable. So mother, daughter, whoever it is, I love this. So thank you so much. So next we have at Maddie and Y. What's up, girl? I came to the pod for the Broncos news. Hey, girl. But I stay for all of the nonstop talk. Please don't stop. Tell Drew that he won't. Can we please get another podcast that's just Drew and Des talking about literally anything? If you're any of our friends, you guys would probably be like, please don't give him that platform.
Yeah.
Not ready to enter the deep depression from the off season. The pod helped extend the season's joy. Listen, we talk about literally anything, and who we are on this podcast is us. Drew is continuously annoying me. Mm-hmm. Drew always thinks I'm mad at him.
I always have to pee.
He always has to pee.
Yeah, I mean...
He's always sneezing and throwing up.
I love how you go, this is us. I'm always mad at Drew. Drew's always doing this. Drew's always doing
I'm
this.
always
Drew's
right.
always doing this. Yeah.
I'm always right.
I mean, I see that. And I'm like, yeah, why not? But listen, I don't know if we can do a pod during the off season, talk about literally anything with the same lights and all that stuff. However, maybe every once in a while we can just throw on the mics and chit chat about different things. I do think what we definitely could do. Oh, Des is saying no. Also, I'm panicking. Those lights aren't on.
Okay.
it's too late now. Anyway,
we're 5 minutes from the end.
I know. But regardless, Maddie, that like the fact that we can help you feel happiness and enjoy it, that means the world. So thank you so much. Next, at Megan2327. Love the draft reaction video. Besides my own team, I was locked in for the Broncfins pick. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Megan, I wonder who your team is. And
I know.
The draft reaction, Des did a great job editing that. Like that was really fun. So
yes, but I love when the Sportsballers are like, listen, I'm a big Saints fan, but I'm also like keying into what's happening with the Broncos and Dolphins.
That's awesome.
We're gonna hear us talk about it. You know what I mean?
Nonstop.
So I appreciate that. And the very last comment from our Sportsball mailbag, ABAT Apple, otherwise known as Bronco Satire, Jason from TikTok. We love him. He's a great guy. Thanks for an amazing season of podcasting. Your authenticity makes your show so entertaining. You don't pretend to know better than anyone else.
No, we do not.
Unless you're Des. You love to learn more about football and you show us what you've learned. You're not afraid to be goofy. It's so obvious that you two are theater kids.
Yeah, that is an insult or a compliment, depending on how you take it, and I will take both.
I know. I have one question and one request, both for Drew, which also pause. I love that a lot of these comments and questions were directed at you because you have now become a mainstay in the dummies world and also the sports ball world.
That is true. They're like during the draft and different things, even people that might not be sports ballers, but who are like Broncos for dummies, especially during the Waddle world, it was like Drew. It was awesome.
So funny. So, question for you, and then we'll go to the request. Question: how many times do we get to see Waddle in the end zone next season?
I think you know what I think we can do a nice 10.
Oh my God. Yeah, I love that.
I know. I think he get into double digits in the end zone.
I just got goosies.
Ooh, goosies.
Okay. And request. He wants you to show us some cowboy hat acting. 3 episodes ago, we were talking about how Drew was in a movie and he was wearing a cowboy hat. Well, you predict the Dolphins record in 2026. Can you do this for us, Drew?
Jason, a couple things. And I think as you've commented, and I've looked at some of your pages, you're very funny and all those things. I think you also are an actor. We've even talked about this. As you know, we don't do anything for free. So write up a little contract and I'd be more than happy. I'm kidding. Obviously, I'm kidding. Here's what I will promise you. And it's so funny that this worked out the way it did. Because I had a couple recurring jokes about tune in next episode in 3 months.
It's so funny.
I promise you this, because I don't know. I don't even know who we're playing. I don't even know. But I will promise you this, Jason, to give you and all the sports ballers something to look forward to start our second official sports ball season, I will have a cowboy hat and I will do my record prediction cowboy hat acting.
I'm so excited for this.
There's a little tease.
He's just gonna nod the cowboy hat.
There's a little taste of what you're gonna get. A little tasty taste, a little appetizer, a little amuse bouche.
I'm gonna puke. Anyways, you
guys. Whoa! Oh, all right, now it's hitting me.
I know. So we knew this episode was going to be long, but we also wanted to sort of take our time, chill, let Drew pee, and then come back.
That was one of the greatest gifts you've ever given me. I know. My God.
But what an amazing season. Neither of us could have predicted. Last February was when we had the inkling of an idea, and then look where we are now. So I'm so excited for next season. In 3 months, you guys, it's gonna fly by.
It is. It really is. It's gonna fly by. You're not gonna miss us.
I know.
I mean, you are, but you're not gonna, whatever.
Yeah. But Drew, let's cheers to the final episode of the season 1 of Sportsball.
You gotta make them both be there.
Nice.
Cheers, clink.
Clink. And for the final time for the season 1,
go Broncfins!
Cheers.
Cheers.